Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Daniel's Bridge School. My name is Daniel Levy. This is the last lesson of this course, Past Hand Bidding, lesson 4 of 4. This is the review lesson. These are Review lessons are my favorite types of lessons because you don't really know which type of hand you're gonna get. And let's further talk about what those hands are going to get. So sometimes we're going to be opening light in the third seat. You might have a full opening hand. You might be a little bit light. If you're vulnerable, should be just a little bit light. If you're not vulnerable, good rule of thumb is a hand that you'd like to overcall at the one level. You could open light if you're not vulnerable in the third seat. In the fourth seat, the rule of 15 is applicable. Larry Cohen has some good articles on both the third and fourth seat. Be reminded if you pass and your partner opens in third and fourth seat, you've limited your hand to 11 or 12, 11-ish high card points. And so if you were to bid a new suit as the responder, it's not forcing. New suits by past hand responders, not forcing. So if you have a fit for the opener's major as a past hand, it's really critical to support the major immediately. And we learned a few different ways about doing that. Last week, we talked about fit showing jumps. If the responder jumps one level in a new suit, that shows five or more cards in the suit that's being jumped to, four more cards in support for the opener suit, and 8 to 10 high card points. The only exception to this idea is jumping to three clubs over one of a major. That's just long clubs, not fit showing. Not fit showing. Because two clubs is Drury. The Drury convention is a useful tool to invite your partner to game and possibly stay at the two level if the opener's not interested in game or maybe has a sub minimum opening hand, you'd want to try to stay as low as you can. So the Drury bit convention, two clubs is a passed hand only when the opponents are not bidding. So Drury is only applicable by passed hand responders when the opponents are passing throughout. If the opponents do anything else, Drury would not be applicable under standard agreements. Some partnerships choose to have Drury on in some situations, but that's those special partnerships, and they can do that. That's fine. And if you want to have that agreement with your partner, that's fine. I just want to clarify that. So under standard, Bridge World standard, Drury, it's only applicable if the by a past hand responder, two clubs, when the opponents are not bidding at all. How to bid over that, we'll talk about that in a little bit. The 2-note trump by a past hand would not be natural, wouldn't be 12 points. And if you have 11 points, we just want to go 1-note trump. The responder's 1-note trump is the default bid. Don't have it written here, but the responder's 1-note trump default bid shows 6 to 11 high card points with 0 to 2 cards in partner's major. And so if it was 6 to 11, that covers all of the point count range by a past hand. So jumping a 2-note trump wouldn't really be natural. It wouldn't really be the Jacoby 2-note trump because you're a past hand. If you're really keen on going for game in partner's major, we can start with Drury. And so 2-note trump, a lot of people play this as the minors, 5-5 in the minors with about 8 to 10 high card points. Instead, completely different agreement. Some partnerships choose to play this as a fit showing jump with clubs in the major because three clubs is just natural and a hand that was just not suitable to open three clubs. Maybe it has only six cards, not suitable to open three clubs, or maybe it has a seven card club suit that's not such a great club suit that doesn't want to open, especially vulnerable. Um, and it's about 9 or 10 high card points. It's kind of invitational with clubs. If you don't have a great club suit, or you don't want to go to the three level, go with one no trump instead. 6 to 10, 6 to 11 points, and no fit for partner's major. The other bids, the other jumps, like three diamonds, those are the fit jumps. That would show a fit for partner's opener, four more cards for partner's opener, five more diamonds, and about 8 to 10 high card points. Jumping one level in the other major shows five cards in the other major, four cards for the opener's major. OM is other major, and also about 8 to 10 high card points. Jumps to new suits above three of the major, those are splinter bids. It's quite unusual to want to force the game up when you're a passed hand and partner could potentially be opening light in third or fourth seat. We need to give partner some rope, some wiggle room. And so, splintering right away, you need to have a big trump bid, at least five trumps. With only four trumps and a splintering type of hand, just start with Drury. After the Drury convention, what are the opener's rebids options? Well, using reverse Drury methods, which everybody these days plays reverse Drury, where two diamonds shows a full opening bid. It's artificial, shows a full opening bid, and it could probe the responder for more information. Instead of bidding two diamonds, we could bid two of the major. That's like a fast arrival type of bid. That's the weakest action, no interest in game with a minimum or sub-minimum opening hand. Anything else would be natural, a full opening bid, inviting to game, maybe some slam interest possibly. The bid to really focus on and to develop some further agreements with your partner after Drury, it's recommended after the two diamond bid artificial to have, be on more solid ground with your partner in terms of what the responder's rebids would be. And so going back to two of the major, that's another fast arrival type of bid. It's the weakest action. That would show a minimum Drury hand depending on your minimum value. Some people play constructive values are better, about 8 total points are better. Some people play 10 total points. Most people play 10 total points. We'll assume 10 total points are better. So with about 10 points, maybe 11-ish, you would bid two of the major, and these are total points. With a non-minimum Drury bid, you could go two no trump, that shows three card support, scattered values, usually stoppers in the unbid suits. Alternatively, you could bid a new suit as the responder on your rebid. So you bid one of them, you pass, one of a major, two clubs Drury, two diamonds, full opening hand. And if we were to bid a new suit at the lowest level without jumping, that would show a concentration of values in that suit in a non-minimum Drury. Alternatively, you could jump to three of the major. That would show four trumps, non-minimum Drury, no singleton or void, no concentration of values in one suit. And then the other idea is a jump to bids above three of the major. That's a splinter, but probably with only four trumps and about 8 to 11 high card points. If you have any questions, please do ask. Um, in the meantime, we're going to move over to Sharkbridge. I'm going to stop the screen share. We have an intimate group today on on our lesson, so there shouldn't be too many students on Shark Bridge, which makes for a bit of a more quicker session. Mm. So hopefully we'll get to play all 8 hands that I've prepared. By the way, if you have any technical difficulties, our wonderful helper Nancy is back. Uh, Nancy's phone number is in the email on Wednesday mornings. Or and Nancy's thank you, Nancy. Nancy's also provided it on the Zoom chat 617-460-3882. All right, I think we're missing one person on Shark Bridge. So please make your way over. Click on the link from the Zoom chat, or you can click on the link from the Wednesday morning emails. Oh, we're missing one, and now we're missing more than one. All right, I think we're all here now. Let's get started with this first hand. Hand number one. Lo and behold, your partner passes. Should you open this in third seat? You can open light, as light non-vulnerable if you'd want to overcall at the one level, one non-vulnerable in third seat. Anyway, so I'll let you bid this hand on your own, and we'll discuss together as a group in a minute or less. All right, everyone, we've all completed the bidding. Let's go over the bidding on this one together. Partner passes. We open a heart. We have a normal opening bid, so nothing's strange here. West passes and partner bids 2 clubs, Drury. And so with our hand, we have a full opening hand and a pretty decent minimum opening hand at that. So, opposite the right uh passed hand, especially partner has 4 trumps, we might have game, but we might not have game. We can just start with 2 diamonds. This is just artificial, and it probes the responder for more information. On this deal, the responder bids 2 of the major. This is their attempt to sign off. It's their weakest action, fast arrival. Shows a minimum Drury bid, so around 10 total points, maybe 11. But you can count on for about 10 total points for this sequence. And if partner just has 10, going it for a game with our hand is probably a little bit pushy. So we should let it go on this one and play into hearts. Opening lead is the Queen of Diamonds. Give you about 4 minutes to declare this hand. Takes us to about 3:49 Eastern time PM. Good luck. All right, everyone, let's go over this hand together. I've got to do a screen share so it's captured in the recording. All right, so let's replay this first hand, deal number one. Make sure all the cards are visible. North clearly has a pass, so does East. We can open a heart. West doesn't have enough to double, especially opposite a passed hand partner. And North has an approximate, excuse me, an approximate minimum for Drury. One might say, hey, Daniel, they only got 8 points, but I'm talking about total points. The North hand has 8 high card points, always a good place to start, but not the end all. Next, we think about length points, no length points. And then we can think about fit points. With a known major suit fit, the North hand is worth 1 more point for the worthless doubled in club, and then 1 more point for having a known 9 card fit. 8 card fit is great. Having a 9 card fit, even better. You can get 1 more point for that. 10 card fit is worth 2 points. And so the two clubs is an approximate minimum. It's four trumps, pretty good hand. Um, but this is an approximate minimum for Drury. You can ask your partners, would they bid Drury with this? And maybe you'll um, twist their arm to do it. Uh, and so with our hand, we'll bid 2 diamonds. We have interest in game. Vern's asking about the write-up. Uh, After Drury, at this point, if we were to bid a new suit here, that would show a concentration of values in that suit. Instead, if you were to make a jump bid, a fit bid, you'd want to have a decent uh, suit that you're jumping in. So you don't want to do with five little cards or jack fifth or probably not even queen fifth either. Um, you want to have a decent suit, probably king fifth at the very worst. So in the fit jump, you don't need necessarily a concentration of values in that suit. But right now, if North were to bid a new suit, that would promise a concentration of values in that new suit and a non-minimum Drury. But since North is a non-minimum Drury, they're just going to bid 2 hearts, and that will end the auction. I hope that's answered your question, Fern. The opening lead here is the Queen of Diamonds. They've got 4 in a row, kind of a screamer of a lead, the Queen of Diamonds. And we should assume that West does not have the Ace of Diamonds. West should not be under leading an ace against the suit contract. As a result, we should hope that we should hope that East has a short diamond ace, maybe a singleton ace. It will come out right now. Okay, no. Assuming they return more diamonds, they will hope it's a doubleton ace. It will fall right now. No. And if they continue with more diamonds, then let's hope it's a tripleton ace. And there's your ticket. There's the tripleton ace. So that makes your king of diamonds into a winner. That's kind of a cool thing. And so this hand's a little bit tricky because you'd really like to use that king of diamonds winner and discard a spade and not have to uh, finesse in spades at all. So that's kind of a key thing on this hand. To accomplish that, though, it's a little bit tricky because that king of diamonds can be roughed right now. We need to pull trumps, and we'd also like to finesse in trumps, and we need to do that by starting from the north hand, the other hand, the north hand. So Not so straightforward. One idea is to go a spade to the ace, and then try the heart finesse. Ten of hearts, and you follow with the queen or the jack. Usually you'd follow low and let this ride. But we also want some entries in that north hand. Should probably have made it so that north had the jack 10-9 to make it a bit easier on this one. But either way, we're kind of a little bit stuck. This is a hand where you kind of can't have your cake and eat it too. It's hard to do everything. I would it's a bit tricky. We could try a low one. Let's see how that goes. And that wins. I think that's what most people would do. But now at this point, we have to be mindful that if we lead another heart from the dummy, like we're not going to get to the back to the north hand too easily. We have to be mindful of that. And so at this point, we could even try a club finesse. We could try a to cash our King of Diamonds winner right now. It's not so clear on how to play this hand. One might argue that all roads lead to the same thing, but I would kind of be struggling as a declare in terms of figuring out what the best line of play is here. I would probably lean on a club right now, and this would maybe not work out too well. We'll try the club finesse, loses to the ace. If as a defender don't lead the same suit, the declare is just led. That King of Diamonds is a winner. So West might lead a diamond right now to try to have their partner ruff the King of Diamonds. That's not the worst idea. Or they would lead a spade back. Also a good thing for the declaring defending side. So they rough the diamond. Well, okay, in that case, we better over rough that one now. There's only one trump remaining out, so we can may as well pull a trump now. We can try to get the lead back to the south hand or the north hand by roughing clubs. We will, but it doesn't do us any good. We're going to probably have to lose a spade trick. Anywho, you have to hope the queen falls at this point. It doesn't fall. You have to hope they discard the queen of spades. That's open for a lot. And so I think most lines of play will end up with eight tricks as the cards lie. But not such a easy hand to play. I would be struggling with this one as a declare. And then when I see the lie of the cards, I would say, oh, phew, this one's Daniel proof. No matter what I do, I think this one ends up with eight tricks, I think. All right, let's move on to the next one. Let's stop the screen share and move on to the next deal. All right, hand number two. East is the dealer. What say you? Give you a minute or two to bid this hand on your own, and we'll talk about it around the corner. All right, everyone, let's go over the bidding on this one together. Sometimes if you don't do the bidding exactly how I wanted, the shark robots go a little bit haywire. East passes on this one. So do we. I mean, we have a pretty good hand, but not an opener. West passes, and our partner opens one heart. Could be light in fourth seat. They need the rule of 15, so maybe like four spades and 11 points and five hearts. They might open one heart. So in theory, they could be light. It's more likely to be light with a one spade opener, but still possible with a one heart opener in fourth seat. In third seat, could be light with any opener, vulnerable or not vulnerable in third seat. Here we have a good hand for hearts, so we'll start with Drury. Two clubs Drury, and partner bids two diamonds. It's showing an artificial full opening hand that has interest in game, maybe slam. And now it's recommended to have follow-up agreements after this two diamond bid to have more solid agreements with your partner in terms of what the follow-up bids are. Be reminded, if we were to go two hearts right now, that would be the minimum, drop dead minimum Drury bid, about 10 total points. Let's count our points here. We have 10 of clubs. One extra point for the worthless double in spade with a known heart fit. And we have a known 9 card heart fit. So we get one extra point for hearts too. So we're at 12 total points. That's good Drury bid. That's a non-minimum Drury. Especially all of our clubs are grouped together. There's four tricks right there. And so we don't want to bid two hearts, non-minimum Drury. If we were to bid two no trump, that would be three cards in hearts, scattered value, stoppers in the unbid suits, possibly suggesting three no trump as a contract. Instead, with this hand, we could bid a suit at the lowest level, not a jump, but a suit at the lowest level to show a concentration of values in that suit. Two spades or three clubs or three diamonds, which show a concentration of values in that suit. Probably three or more cards in that suit with a bunch of high cards in that suit. Most of your high card point hand lives in that suit. And that couldn't be more the case in this one. All of our high card points lives in the club suit. And that really helps partner because if they're looking at three little clubs, they know their clubs are going to be helped opposite three little clubs, and their hand grows up. They can go now to four hearts. That will end the auction. So four hearts is the contract. Your partner is the declarer. Opening leads the ace of diamonds. Give you about 4 minutes to play this one. Takes us to about 4:07. Good luck. All right, everyone, let's go over this one together. Let's do a screen share. Got to get in the habit of that. Make sure that captures it in the recording. And so on this deal, hand number 2, make sure all the cards are shown. East passes, so do we. Partner opens, possibly light in 4th seat. We bid Drury. Partner bids 2 diamonds, full opening bid, reverse Drury, artificial, full opening bid, and it probes the responder for more information. We could bid 2 hearts, minimum Drury bid. With our 12 total points, we got some extras, especially our concentration of values in clubs. Anytime you have values grouped together in the same suit, really good. And so, um, and we can show that here, that concentration of values in the same suit by bidding 3 clubs. Also shows a non-minimum Drury bid. And now partner can go for game 4 hearts. Excuse me. The opening lead's a big diamond. When the bridge gods deal you ace from ace king against a suit contract, lead that ace from ace king as a defender. You can see the dummy, get a signal from partner, and notice that the defenders played 3 rounds of diamonds. And of course, we should rough the 3rd round. From here, kind of looks fairly straightforward. You pull trumps and you play on clubs, and I guess you're gonna probably have to take a club finesse. Sorry, a spade finesse, because you don't have enough clubs to discard all of the spades away. So let's try that pulling trumps part. Before, we'll just have a slight undo and notice that we have a 9 card fit, missing 4 trumps to the queen jack deuce deuce essentially. So we rough. And when hopefully we're gonna play a big heart, the initial plan is to go ace king of hearts and hope they're 2 and 2. But after the queen or jack falls in a 9 card fit, especially in a 9 card fit, we would want to finesse here. It's your best chance to not lose a heart trick on this in this situation to not finesse. So you have ace king in a 9 card fit, and you go ace from ace king, and one of the queen jack falls. Generally, on the next round, you'd want to finesse. This idea is called restricted choice. Larry Cohen has a really good article about restricted choice that I've included in the email recap. So what we want to do here is we want to go to the dummy and then finesse. We need to assume that that jack of hearts is their only heart and will pay off to a queen jack doubleton. And it works. Restricted choice works. And now this way, you don't have to lose any hearts at all. And you can go about your business now with the clubs. And then eventually we're going to have to try a spade finesse. The spade finesse is working. Hallelujah. With careful play, 11 tricks can be achieved. The main key play on this one is the heart suit, the restricted choice play. So if you want to learn more about the restricted choice, you can click on the link from the hands that I've included. And it's going to be an attachment in the email recap. All right, let's stop the screen share and move on to the next deal. South, you're the dealer on this next hand. Singleton King of Spades, 11 high card points. I'd ask you to pass. Hopefully you would anyways, but for the sake of the lesson, make a pass initially. That will make you a passed hand responder. And I'll give you a minute or so to complete the bidding on your own. We'll talk about it shortly. Another 10 or 20 seconds, and we'll take up the bidding together on this hand. All right, let's go over the bidding on this hand together. Hand number three. Some frisky people might open this hand with the singleton king of spades. Generally, with a singleton king, queen, or jack, I would recommend you subtract 1 point if you have a singleton king, queen, or jack. It's a bit dubious. So it's really frisky to open with this hand. Wouldn't be crazy, but really frisky. Pass is recommended. West passes. And our partner opens one spade, non-vulnerable in third seed, could be really light, could be like just 7 high card points or 8 total points. East passes, and now as a passed hand responder, our default bid is one no trump, shows 6 to 11 points and 0 to 2 spades. Now partner rebids 2 diamonds. This the meaning of 2 diamonds shows 4 more cards. A bridge player's second suit is 4 more cards. Furthermore, it shows a minimum opener or a medium opener. So normally it would be about 11 to 17 high card points, but as a pass, but as a third seat opener, and it could be really light. It could be even less than 11, maybe 8 to 17, we'll say. So very wide range, like the overcalling range, essentially. Like overcalling at the one level is like opening at the one level in third seat non-vulnerable. And so East passes, and with our hand, partner could have a really weak one, partner could have quite a good hand. I think we have a pretty good hand ourselves, any more, and we'd probably open the bidding. Since partner could have up to 17, we need to keep the bidding alive here. I think the options at this point would either be raising to 3 diamonds or to go to 2 no trump. I'd strongly recommend 2 no trump. We have clubs and hearts stopped. Furthermore, raising to 2 diamonds doesn't necessarily speak so much about the points. Raising 2 diamonds to 3 diamonds is more of a courtesy raise, showing about 8 to 10 points. It's about what we have. But I think 2 no trump would be more accurate. Furthermore, it scores better if you're ending up in an part score. So recommended to go 2 no trump right now, although 3 diamonds would be okay. And now partner bids 3 diamonds. What's this? Well, we have to be mindful that if partner is, well, first of all, 2 diamonds shows 4. 3 diamonds now shows a fifth diamond. So they're showing 5 more spades, 5 more diamonds, 5, 5, or longer. And we have to be mindful that, we've shown the 2 no trump, we've shown clubs and hearts stop. So if partner's 5, 5 with good hand, they probably just go 3 no trump themselves. So this sequence should be a 5, 5 minimum hand, like 8 to 11, 8 to 12, some sort of hand that does not want to go to game. And so we got to show our restraint here and just pass 3 diamonds. This is the recommended auction. Some of you ended up in 2 diamonds. I'll challenge you a little bit more. Yeah, I'll play in 3 diamonds, not 2 diamonds. 3 diamonds is the contract. Good luck. Give you 4 minutes, takes us to 4:21 Eastern time. Good luck. Last couple tables are just finishing up. We'll be going on this hand number 3 momentarily. All right, everyone, let's go over hand number 3. We pass as the dealer, singleton king of spades, 11 points. Subtract 1 high card point if you have a singleton king, queen, or jack. Partner opens a little bit light in third seed. I mean, in their hand satisfies the rule of 20, which is only applicable in first and second seed. So one might open in any seed in this hand with this north hand, one could argue. East passes. We don't want a bit drury. We can just go one no trump, 6 to 11 points, non-forcing, even if you're doing 2/1. 2/1's not applicable by a passed hand. Kind of back to standard American agreements by a passed hand. Partner bids 2 diamonds, second suit, show 4 more cards. We could raise to 3 diamonds here, but it's more like a courtesy raise, showing 4 or more diamonds and 8 to 10 points. Said 2 no trump would be recommended, a more stronger invite to game, and also more targeted. You got clubs and hearts locked up. Partner could go to 3 no trump themselves. Instead, they bid 3 diamonds. This is a drop dead sign off bid. 5-5 or longer weak. 2 diamonds showed 4 more cards. 3 diamonds, 5 more cards. So we should just let this one go. Partner could be quite weak for opening light in third seat. Opening lead. What was the opening lead? Yeah, heart. Spades and diamonds were bid, so East has a choice of leading a fourth best heart or a fourth best club. Kind of random in terms of which one's going to work out better. On this one, it's about the same. I think one could argue maybe the heart lead is a little bit more helpful for the declarer. We'll do third hand high. We should take our ace. And now as a declarer, we want to count our losers from the longer trump perspective. Got 1 in hearts. I got potentially 4 in, no, 3. 3 in spades. You're missing the ace, the queen, and the jack. You got all the other big ones. So you have potentially 3 spade losers, the 1 heart, and then hopefully just 1 diamond, the ace of diamonds. That is 5 losers, bit too many for 3 diamonds. There's 3 ways to get rid of losers. You can rough them, you can finesse, and you can play winners and discard losers. We need to utilize 2 of those 3 things, and there's no finessing to do, so it's the other 2. Top priority, before you lose the lead, you don't want to let them have a heart trick too easily. Before you lose the lead, get rid of the heart ASAP. In general, when you're playing winners and discarding losers, you want to discard your short suits, discard the losers and the short suits usually. And now at this point, we'd want to void the south hand of spades so that we're able to rough in the south hand. And as a defender, they might return their partner's suit back hearts. That's maybe what most laymen would do. But as a defender here, we have to recognize that maybe the declarer is trying to rough their spade losers. It looks like the declarer is trying to rough in the shorter trump hand. When that's the case, you're trying to rough in both hands, that's a good time for the defenders to lead trumps. May as well let this go around to the 10. They'll jump up with the ace, and they probably will shoot one back. And that's okay, so we'll win that, and then we'll go about our cross rough here. We're missing the queen jack of spades. There's one of them. Okay, so we'll rough that. We could try a big heart, see if the other big heart falls. It doesn't. And we'll lead another big spade. We're only missing 1 big spade at this point. There it is. Oh, that's friendly layout of the spade suit. So we're able to rough the spades. And now the north hand is all winners. We can rough back in, play another trump for good measure, just in case there's some lurking trumps, and then we have two good spades in the end. So a friendly layout. Um, if we try to use the clubs to discard the heart ASAP and then try to rough spades, that will result in 11 tricks for the declarer. So use the ace king of clubs, ace king of clubs, discarding that two of hearts as soon as possible, and then get rid of the spade king so you can go about roughing things. All right, let's check out the next deal. Hand number 4 coming up. Lo and behold, 4-3 passes to you. You're the would-be potential opener in fourth seat. What say you? Give you a minute or so to bid this hand on your own, and we'll talk about it together shortly. Okay, another 10 seconds or so. We're going to go with the bidding on this one. All right, let's go over the bidding on hand number 4. West doesn't have a suitable hand to open the bidding or preempt. Neither does North, nor does East. And so, should we open? Well, in fourth seat, we can use the rule of 15. In first and second seat, the rule of 20 states to add up the length in your two suits. 5 and 4 is 9, plus your high card points is 19. If it sums to 20 or greater, open in first or second seat. In third seat, you can open a little bit light if you're vulnerable, or a lot light if you're not vulnerable, a hand that you'd want to overcall at the 1 level. But in fourth seats, rule of 15, you add up your high card points. We got 10, plus your spades, the number of spades you have. We have 5 spades, plus our 10 points, sums to 15. The rule of 15 states that number of spades plus high card points, if it sums to 15 or greater, open the bidding in fourth seat, what you'd normally open. In this case, it would be 1 spade. So we have a kind of sub-minimum opening bid. If partner bid Drury here, we would bid 2 spades, and we wouldn't even sniff a game. Wouldn't even cross our mind. Partner does not bid Drury. Instead, partner bids 3 diamonds. These fit showing jumps by past hands, and a lot of experts also play it in competition as well, fit showing jumps by past hands, and also in competitive auctions, meaning the opponents have bid something. Some food for thought. They can be really helpful because it tells, us as the opener that partner has 5 more diamonds, 4 more spades, and as a past hand, it's about 8 to 10 points, high card points. So possibly a lot more with total points. With our hand, we have to be now recognize that we have a double fit. Furthermore, we have two 9-card fits or longer. 2 9-card fits or longer. Partner doesn't have too many cards in clubs and hearts. We don't have too many clubs. The opponents aren't bidding clubs. Chances are partner probably has more clubs than hearts based on our hand and the opponent's not bidding clubs. So if partner has longer clubs, maybe they're short in hearts, and maybe we could ruff hearts with our 10-4 deuce at some point. Maybe we can even discard some losers on the diamond suit. So even though we have a sub-minimum hand, we have an excellent allocation of our values. Ace, king of spades in the spade trump suit, king of diamonds in our double fit, our side fit. This would be a hand to put on our bidding shoes and go for game, four spades. Give y'all about 4 minutes to declare this hand. Takes us to 4:35 p.m. Four spades. Good luck. All right, last couple tables are just finishing up. We'll go over this hand in about 5 or 10 seconds. Okay, let's do a screen share so the recording is captured how to play the hand, the play of the hand. And so this is hand number 4. Make sure all the cards are visible on your end. West doesn't have a suitable hand to open, doesn't meet the rule of 20, and opening 3 clubs vulnerable, not suitable with that club suit, and the 4 card heart suit, really not advisable. So they pass. Partner passes 2, and we open 1 spade. At this point, wouldn't be crazy for West to bid. For the sake of the lesson, though, they pass. But even if they did bid, like even if they did bid, let's say two clubs, these fit showing jumps would be applicable by a passed hand. And a lot of experts would play them in competition as well. So kind of double, but you'd only need one of the two to be applicable. So whether they bid two clubs or not here, we could jump, the responder can jump to three diamonds, fit showing. Five more diamonds, four more spades. It paints a really accurate picture of their hand. As a passed hand, also 8 to 10 high card points. We know how many cards they have in at least two suits, and so that limits their number of cards in the hearts and club suits. And so we're looking at one club. They probably have longer clubs than hearts. We might be able to ruff hearts in the north hand. Kind of the case here. And so this is a hand, since we know we have a double fit, two 9 card fits or longer with all well allocated values. Anytime you have values in your long suits or part of long suits, really good, or the trump suit. So it's be a hand to go for game and hope for the best. Hope you have a good fitting hand. It sounds like we do. Opening lead, I noticed, was a fourth best club. Went a club to the ace, I noticed, and they decided to switch suits to hearts. And West is probably thinking maybe partner has a single and ace of clubs. So that's why they maybe did the king of clubs before the ace of hearts. Uh, not not sure it really makes a difference in terms of what the defender does, king of hearts or ace of heart, king of clubs first or ace of hearts first. You want to play one of those two in the next two cards. But as a declare here, we can say they maybe guessed wrong and we're going to rough that one. From here, it looks like a cakewalk. We got hopefully 5 total spade tricks and 5 total diamond tricks, 10 total tricks. Good to go. The only problem that might come up is if someone has jack fourth of either spades or diamonds. So if someone has jack fourth of diamonds, we can't play diamonds right now. That might get roughed. Someone has jack fourth of spades. We'd want to play spades on the first round in a way that we could finesse either defender on the second round. Since we hold the 10 and the 9, we're able to finesse either defender. We could lead the 10 and the 9 towards the queen and finesse the jack. Or we could lead from the north hand and follow with the 10 or the 9 and finesse for the jack. The key is we need to have one big card in each of the hand to finesse their one big card. So we'd want to play the ace or the king of spades at trick 2. And we'll get the bad news. Spades are 4-1. The diamonds might also be 4-1. We don't want to lead diamonds right now, so we should play a spade to the dummy and take the marked finesse. West is known to be void of spades. They're going to still be void of spades. And West can just continue to discard their losing clubs. And that pulls the trumps. Same goes in the diamond suit. We have all the big diamonds except for the jack. We'd want to test out the diamonds, see if someone has a void. Here, there's no void. If there was, we could finesse diamonds either way. We could play the 2 to the 9 of diamonds at trick 2. Or if West had all the diamonds, we could play the 2 to the king and then the 5 to the 10. But here the diamonds come home, so we'll play the big cards on the shorter side first, untangling the diamond winners. And we'll just take our tricks and run. 5 diamonds, 5 spades. The key on this hand is to try to cater for a possible nasty split, a 4-0 split in either spades or diamonds. To do that, you want to cash a big card in the suit, leaving one big card in the declare and dummy to be able to finesse the defender's possible one big card. All right, let's check the next deal out. Hand number 5. North is the dealer. They pass, of course. Are you going to open in third seat? Yeah, I think so. You got 14 points. Give you a minute or so to bid this hand on your own, and we'll talk about it shortly. Give you all another 20 seconds or so, 10, 20 seconds to complete the bidding. Most of you have completed the bidding. All right, everyone, let's go over this one together. North passes, so does East. We have a clear-cut opener, one spade, and partner bids Drury. We have a full opening bid, and so hopefully your instinct should be to bid two diamonds with a full opening bid. Interesting game. But you might also consider bidding a new suit altogether, showing it'd be natural, four more cards, full opening bid. Especially with five spades and four hearts, full opening bid, really, really important to rebid the two hearts and not two diamonds with the five spades and four hearts and a full opening bid. So we got to rebid two hearts here and pattern out. We might be better off in hearts than spades. Partner could have three little spades and a bunch of hearts. And that's kind of the case on this one. Partner blasts off to four hearts now. Or no, they don't. They bid three hearts. They bid three hearts. They don't quite have a four heart bid. But they bid three hearts, showing support for hearts. And we have a pretty good hand, so we should go to four hearts. And that will end the auction. Four hearts by South. Opening lead is the 10 of clubs. Give you about 4 minutes to play this one. Takes us to about 4:47 p.m. Good luck. Last table's finishing up. We'll go over this hand another 20 or 30 seconds. Oh, I'm muted. Now I'm unmuted. Let's go over hand number 5 together. Sorry if you're still giving this one a go, maybe for a second time. Make sure all the cards are visible. North doesn't have enough to open. They pass. East pass as well. We have a clear cut 1 spade opener. And North bids 2 clubs Drury. 3 or more spades, 10 or more total points. And we have a full opening bid. Our gut reaction should be to bid 2 diamonds, artificial full opening bid. But we should also consider bidding a new suit with 4 more cards and a full opening bid. We really must bid the new suit with a full opening bid with 5 spades and 4 hearts. Really critical. If you have a full opening bid, rebid those hearts. You might be better off in hearts, the 4-card heart suit, than the 5-card spade suit, maybe. So we got to bid 2 hearts here. This shows 4 more hearts and a full opening bid. It's like a 2 diamond bid, but with a real heart suit. Here now partner raises to 3 hearts, showing a genuine heart fit, a double fit, and they could have bid 4 hearts, so maybe not the best dummy hand, but a double fit. And we have a good hand. We can go to 4 hearts. Since South bid hearts first, South is the declare here, which makes West the opening leader. So West leads the 10 of spades. South bid hearts first. South is the declarer. That makes North the dummy. And so in these situations with the queen, doubleton, and the dummy, declare has the ace, and the opponents lead the suit on the opening lead. This is a finessing opportunity, not a typical finessing opportunity, but an opportune finessing opportunity where the opponents possibly led away from their king, giving you a chance to get a finesse here and win the queen unexpectedly. Or maybe had you played on clubs yourself, you wouldn't be winning the queen. So we'd want to try the queen here, hoping that West led away from their king. Thankfully, they did. Hallelujah. At this point, we'd want to count losers from the longer trump perspective, which is the North hand, the dummy hand. In diamonds, we have the ace of diamonds is a loser, and the 5 is also a loser. But with our 9-card heart fit, we'll probably be able to rough the 3rd round of diamonds in the South hand very easily at a later point in time. I'd probably not count that 5 of diamonds loser. So 1 diamond loser, no club losers after Queen of Clubs wins. Potentially 2 spade losers. The ace and the queen are missing. We got King Jack 10. And then in hearts, probably no heart losers. The goal on this hand at this point is to pull trumps and play on spades. You might do the King of Hearts first to cater for a Jack 10 fourth, but if that's the case, you're probably going to be losing a heart trick anyways in the wash. Best to pull trumps. You could play another, part to the king at this point, but I'd probably pull trumps with the queen right now. And if I needed to do another round, I'd do a heart to the king and then finesse spades. But here, after 2 hearts, okay, it's kind of good news. Don't need to do so many trumps. Let's try a diamond finesse. Weaker to stronger, going for hope. Loses to the ace. Okay. They probably will shoot a club back. We'll win the ace. And we'll play a diamond to our partner's king. And now we'll finesse in spades. To lead the 10, the declaring side really wants to have three in a row, either Queen, Jack 10, Jack 10, 9, or 10, 9, 8. Three in a row to lead a big card that's not the boss card as a declarer or dummy. So instead, it's best to lead a low card and towards the king jack and follow. In this case, with the jack, we're missing the ace queen. We'd want to finesse the lower ranking honor first, the queen. Here it kind of works. It forces out the ace. You're hoping to just win this trick, but forces out the ace kind of works. And maybe they shoot a diamond back, looking at a club void in the dummy. And we'll rough that. You could lead a heart back to the dummy hand. It's not going to do you a whole lot of good. And there's no finessing to do more in spades. We don't have the nine of spades or the eight even. So at this point, we just have to hope that the queen is falling. And here it is, it falls. So thankfully we didn't lead or play our 10 earlier. And our 10 is now really useful on the third round of spades. So winner beats the nine. And with a really friendly layout on spades, you only have to lose one spade, the queen. The ace, I should say, and you don't have to lose to the queen or the nine. So on this one, rebid the hearts instead of rebidding two diamonds after jury. That will help you find the heart fit. And in the play of the hand, pull trumps and lead a low spade from the north hand, not the 10. To lead the 10, you need to have three in a row. Lead a boss card that's not, to lead a big card that's not the boss card, you want to have three in a row. All right, let's try the next deal, hand number 6. I'll give you a minute or so to bid this hand on your own, and we'll talk about it shortly. Another 10 seconds or so to complete the bidding, and we'll go over the bidding together. All right, everyone, let's go over the bidding on this hand together. Hand number 6. East passes, so do we as the south player. West passes 2. And partner opens in 4 seat, 1 heart, possibly light if their hand satisfies the rule of 15, but with a 1 heart opener, it's more likely that they have full opening bid. And we have a nice heart fit. So as a pass hand, gotta show the heart fit right away. Can't bid 2 diamonds and then show the heart fit. 2 diamonds could just be passed. We learned about those fit jumps. So jumping to three diamonds might cross your mind. But with such a lousy diamond suit, it would kind of not be an accurate description of the hand. You'd want a better diamond suit to make the fit bid. You don't need great hearts. You need four more hearts of any quality, but you need a decent diamond suit. The suit that you're jumping in the fit bid should be a decent suit or better. Doesn't have to be the best suit, doesn't have to be a good suit, but a decent suit. Maybe like at worst three high card points. We'll say three or more high card points is maybe a good rule of thumb. It's not an exact science though. So don't bid three diamonds with this hand. Instead, Drury is recommended. Partner bids two diamonds, full opening bid. How should we continue? Two hearts by us right now, by sell player, would show a minimum Drury bid. Let's count our total points here. We have 10 high card points, plus two useful doubletons. Both these doubletons can be counted for extra points. Ace Queen doubleton worth one extra point, so seven total points in the spade suit. King doubleton, one extra point there, four total points in the club suit. And in the heart suit, we have a no nine card fit, four trumps, two total points in the heart suit. So that gets us to about 13 total points. This is not a minimum Drury. This is a pretty good Drury hand. Don't bid two hearts. You might bid two spades to show concentration of values in spades. I would recommend three hearts to show four more trumps and a non-minimum Drury. No singleton or void anywhere. And partner will go four hearts. And that will be the end of that. So four hearts is the final contract. Opening lead is the Jack of Spades. Your hand is the exposed dummy hand with the Ace Queen of Spades. So whenever you're ready, you can get started by following with the Ace or the Queen of Spades. Gives us about 4 minutes to place one, 5:03 p.m. Good luck. All right, everyone. Last few tables are just finishing up. We'll be going over this hand number 6 momentarily. My mistake, maybe the first few people are just finishing. So a few more, another minute or so on this hand. All right, everyone, let's go over this hand together. Hand number 6. East passes, so do we as the South player, so does West. Partner opens in 4 seed, possibly light. We bid Drury, not 3 diamonds with our lousy diamond suit. Don't want to go fit jump with a lousy diamond suit. We can bid Drury. Partner bids 2 diamonds. Let's count our total points, 10 high card points, 1 extra point for clubs, 1 extra point for spades, 1 extra point for a 9 card heart fit, 3 extra points. We can jump to 3 hearts to show 4 trumps and non-minimum Drury values. Partner now knows to go to 4 hearts. Opening lead was a jack of spades. Looking at the north hand, I would be thinking you got 2 spade losers, a diamond loser, possibly a club loser. The goal for North would be to try to trump the third round of spades and the third round of clubs in the south hand. There's no way to park the queen of spades, so you got to hope the king of spades is on side. It's best to try the finesse here. It's your only hope to not lose the king, or your best hope to not lose the king. I notice now that they switched to a club. You could, I'm not sure it matters what you do here in the club suit. You may as well try the finesse here. It's a bit of a free finesse. If it loses, we could take it with the king. We should maybe think about trying to trump some spades and clubs in the south hand. So you might just go about that right now. You might try to pull round 1 round of trumps, but the risk is if you start leading trumps, maybe the defenders will lead 3 rounds of trumps, and can't trump 2 things in the dummy because if we go 3 rounds of trumps, now there's only 1 heart left in the dummy to trump 1 club or 1 spade. We'd want to trump 1 spade and 1 club, 2 things. So it's a little bit tricky here. But playing a trump right now would be okay. Oh, should we go jack or should we go low? Be reminded to lead a big card. That is not the boss card. You need to have 3 in a row. So to lead the jack, you need to have queen, jack 10, queen, jack 10, 3 in a row, or jack 10, 9, or maybe king, queen, jack. You want to have 3 in a row between declare and dummy. Without that, we'll lead low towards the honors and finesse that way. You'll get rewarded on this hand with a singleton queen in the west hand. Good thing we saved our jack for later. We can jump on that with the king. Presumably they'll take it with the ace. Probably best for the defenders to lead a trump back. We need to use the jack of hearts right now because we don't want to be roughing with the jack of hearts. We can try to ruff a club. Cash the ace of spades, voiding spades. Diamond over to the ace. Try to ruff that spade. All right, hallelujah. They're still missing one big trump. If West pops up with the king and leads another diamond right now, East eight of diamonds is gonna grow up because if we rough with the 10, East eight will be a winner. Uh, and if we rough low, East can over rough. So it's a tricky hand. It's a tricky hand to try to accomplish everything of pulling trumps, only losing one trump, trying to rough a spade and a club. So we got a bunch of things to do on this hand. I think if it might be doable even with the perfect defense. I'm not so sure. But that's the idea on this hand. The main key on this hand is to lead a low heart from the south hand, not the jack. Lead a low heart. Let's check out the next deal. To lead a big card that's not the boss card, you need to have three in a row between declare and dummy. Hand number 7 coming up. You're the dealer on this hand number 7. Give you a minute or so, minute or less to bid this hand. We'll take it up shortly, really shortly. All right, let's go over the bidding on hand number 7. South clearly has a pass, so does West. North can open one spade. East passes. What should we do here? Two clubs is Drury. We have 4 high card points. Not good enough for a Drury hand. We might think about 2 spades. That's just 6 to 9 points. I would also say not really good enough for that 6 to 9.2 spade bid, although that'd be my second choice, 2 spades. Jump in at 4 spades. That's the weak freak showing 5 trumps. About 2 to 6 high card points and an unbalanced hand. Need to have a singleton or void somewhere. And a weakish hand. Here we're balanced 5-3-3-2. Pro tip, do not make the weak freak with 5-3-3-2 distribution. In other words, you need to have an unbalanced hand to make the weak freak type of bit. So instead of jumping to 4 spades, we could jump to 3 spades, the mini weak freak advertising 4 spades. So we're kind of downgrading. Instead of advertising 5 spades, we're advertising 4 spades and a weakish hand. And partner will go to 4 spades. Had we bid differently, maybe partner gets a bit excited and thinks about slam. Maybe. Anywho, 4 spades, final contract. Opening lead is the King of Hearts. Give you all 4 minutes to play this one. Takes us to 5:17. Good luck. Okay, we're hold on a second. We're going to do a little stop-a-rooney. Stop, 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 replay. Okay, let me help the robots. The robots need some help on this one. Uh, let's do the bidding over again. So we pass. We part of it's a spade. We go three spades, mini weak freak, downgrading it from a regular weak freak, and partner now goes four spades. Opening lead, King of Hearts. We're a bit of a spectator here on the first few tricks. First couple of tricks, they take the first two hearts. And now for West. West probably doesn't want to lead more hearts. That doesn't seem fruitful. Looking at the void and the dummy. They don't know that Declare also has void. But looking at the dummy, dummy has king third of diamonds, king third of clubs, and three little diamonds. So when dummy's on your right, lead the weakest suit in sight. So West really needs to be leading a diamond right now. Leading a club, not so good. When dummy's on your right, lead the weakest suit in sight. So at this point, let you take over. So they've done two rounds of hearts. They took the first two hearts, and then they're switching to a diamond. Give you another 4 minutes to play this hand. Good luck. All right, I'm sorry to cut some of you short. I think some of you are trying this for a second time. Let's go over this hand together. I'd like to try to squeeze in the last hand, an eighth hand today. Let's replay this hand. This is probably my favorite hand of the night. We pass. Part of it's a spade. Instead of going four spades, weak freak, should go the mini weak freak, downgrade with our five trumps, 5-3-3-2. We're advertising four spades in kind of an unbalanced hand. A better description of this hand. Partner now goes to four spades, no interest in slam. Good thing for that, because we have no hope of making slam. They take the first two hearts, and I'm gonna have to program this so that If you play this on your own, the robots know to be switching to diamonds right now. When dummy's on your right, lead the weakest suit in sight. Three little diamonds in the dummy, really attractive for the defenders to be leading right now. That's the suit for the defenders to attack, the three little diamonds. And dummy's on your right, lead the weakest suit in sight. We'll jump up with the ace or king, doesn't matter. And we have a 10 card spade bit, missing the queen. So hopefully the queen just falls. Ace, king, the queen falls. 2-1 break. There's the queen. All right, so there's our 2-1 break. Pull the last trump. Doesn't really matter how you do it. Might be better to save the king of spades for later. You might possibly need an entry, maybe, possibly. Now what? We've already lost two tricks. Already lost two tricks. And the longer trump hand were both equal. The stronger hand has potentially a diamond loser. Well, for sure a diamond loser. And potentially the queen of clubs. In the club suit, you could play the king of clubs and then low to the jack, hoping West has the queen. Or you could play the ace of clubs and then lead the jack or the 10, hoping East has the queen. So the declare has a guess in terms of which defender to finesse for the queen of clubs. For me as a bridge player, I almost would almost certainly guess wrong. I have a track history of almost always guessing the queens wrong. If I have a two, so this is called a two-way guess, two-way finesse in clubs. You could finesse either west or east. You have a guess. And if you're left without, if I am left with a guess, I'm going wrong. You might get it right. I'm going wrong. Um, so in these situations, preferably I'd like to not guess. I'd like to maybe have the opponents figure it out for me. This would be a good situation for a strip and end play. We've already stripped the heart suit. The defenders did that for us. Declare and dummy are both void of hearts. We've pulled trumps, so the defenders are void of spades. The defenders can't lead spades. The defenders can't lead hearts without giving the declare a slough and a rough. That would be good for us. And so if we were to end play the defenders, taking away their safe exit card, so we can go with the ace of diamonds right now, or low to the ace of diamonds, trying to strip the diamond suit and exit with a diamond. We're stripping and exiting in the same suit at the same time. West is probably best to overtake. And now if West leads another diamond, they're going to give us a slough and a rough. If they lead a heart, they're going to give us a slough and a rough. And if they lead a club, that's their best hope. West is hoping that maybe their partner has a king. We get a free finesse this way. If the defenders lead clubs for us, we get a free finesse. Daniel, I don't need to guess who has the queen on this one. Happy days. The queen pops up, or the tens is just gonna win, and then we got the rest from here. So this is kind of a neat situation where you can end play the opponents. One of my colleagues in Toronto, Barbara Seagram, has a really nice article on the strip and end play. I've included that in the email recap, the attachment part of the email recap. We have a couple minutes left before the course ends and the session ends. Let's squeeze in as much as we can. I'm going to stop the screen share and move on to the squeeze in one last hand. If you have to leave early, no worries. Thank you for participating in the class and the course. If you can continue, we'll probably go a little bit over time. Hopefully you can stick with us. Give you a minute or so to bid this hand on your own. Talk about it in a minute or so. All right, let's go over this one together. The bidding on this hand, hand number 8. West passes, so does our partner, and so does East. Our hand satisfies the rule of 15. We have 12. I think we'd open in any seat really, but we're a bare minimum. We have 12 points. Partner bids 2 clubs jury. We have to think, do we have interest in game opposite a passed hand? That's a good test in terms of whether we should bid 2 diamonds and look for game, or just bid 2 spades and sign off and show a minimum or sub-minimum hand that has no interest in game opposite a passed hand. With this one, I mean, I could be twisted my arm to bid 2 diamonds, but I would recommend 2 hearts. Sorry, 2 spades, 2 of the major. Rebid 2 of the major here to show minimum hand. I would be thinking I don't want to be in game opposite a passed hand. We have 12 points, not the great 5 3 3 2, 12 points, not the greatest of hands. I'd be thinking I don't want to be in game opposite a passed hand. So this 2 spade bid will end the auction 99% of the time, assuming the opponents don't balance. If the opponents balance, those numbers change. But in other words, our partner should be passing 99% of the time, is what I really mean to say. Nor should be passing 99% of the time, 2 spades, drop dead bid. We could have a very light hand here, rule of 15. For the responder to take another bid after Drury and the opener signs off, responder really needs to pass. If responder were to bid again, they need a special hand. They need a singleton or void. They need 4 trumps, and they need about 10 high card points. They can show that by bidding 3 hearts. This is kind of like a very obscure splinter bid. Thought it was worth mentioning in this past hand course. A little bit, very much so advanced. But after jury, and then the opener signs off 2 of the major, responder's going to pass almost always. The only time they should bid again is if they have 4 trumps, a singleton or void in a suit, and about 10 points. Then maybe there's game. And they can show the singleton or void by just bidding 3 of a new suit at the lowest level, not committing the partnership to the 4 level. Because if the south hand doesn't have a good fitting hand opposite the splinter, we still might just not want to be in game. South might have a really lousy hand still. But on this hand, we have 3 little hearts. That's really good news. We should go to 4 hearts. 4 spades, I mean. 4 spades. Game in spades. Game in the major. All right, so 4 spades is the final contract. Opening lead is the King of Hearts. Give you, let's say, 3 minutes to play this one. Takes us to about 5:30 Eastern time. Good luck. Let's go over this last hand, hand number 8. Thank you again for participating in this course and sticking around a little bit over time. Let's do a screen share, capture the hand number 8 on the recording. West passes, so does North, as does East. We open one spade. Full opening bid, but it's a minimum opening bid, very minimum. 12 high card points, 5-3-3-2, balanced. Like if partner made some sort of invite, I probably wouldn't be accepting their invite. I would be wanting to decline their invite if opposite an unpassed hand. Opposite a passed hand, definitely not interested in game. Opposite 11 high card points type of thing. So I'd want to sign off here in two spades. And this would usually end the auction. The responder will usually pass. The only way they can bid again is if they have an extraordinary hand. They would need to have four more trumps and a singleton or void with about 10 high card points, about 9 to 11 high card points. They can bid three of the suit they have a singleton or void in. It's a little bit unusual, but otherwise they would just always pass. So this is a bit of an obscure splinter situation. And a partner showing short hearts, we can now to go to four spades. Opening lead is the king of hearts, and they've only got one heart trick to take against us. And I'm curious, I missed, what did they lead at trick two? What did they lead at trick two? Looking at the dummy hand, I wouldn't be too keen on switching to clubs. Switching to diamonds would be an option, but leading away from the king could finesse yourself. Leading spades could pickle partners trump suit. This would be good situations. Make them rough. Doesn't, it's a safe conservative thing. Instead of breaking a new suit, yeah, make them rough as the robots did. Robots did right. Make them rough. So we'll rough that rough the heart. And take notice though, we had a 9 card spade fit. When you have a 9 card spade fit, 9 card fit, missing the queen, usually you want to go 8 ever, 9 never. Meaning you want to go ace king, hoping the queen falls. That's the case on this one too. You want to go ace king or king ace, hoping the queen falls. 8 ever, 9 never. No queen. Okay. When the opponents have one big trump left, don't lead any more trumps usually. Instead, we better rough that heart before they pull the last trump. Rough their last heart loser. And now from here, all of your ace five of clubs are winners. We could try a finesse and diamonds. Usually you'd want 3 in a row to lead a big card that's not a boss card. But here we have almost 3 in a row. Queen Jack 9, almost 3 in a row. So it's okay to do it here. And as a defender, ideally you'd want to cover the last honor with your honor. But West doesn't know what the hidden declaring hand has. So they might cover with the ace, the king, forcing out the ace, especially looking at the 9 in the dummy. Not a whole lot to lose by covering with the king. And at this point, you're probably going to have to lose diamond. You might try to delay the inevitable here and play on clubs and run run your winners and hope they don't keep the right thing, or maybe had East switch to a diamond right now, you could have a finesse, but no, they'll find a safe exit with a heart. We'll cash our big diamond. Does the 10 fall? Nope. All right, so we lose a diamond. So two keys on this hand in the bidding after jury. Opener signs off in two of the major. Responder usually passes. To bid again, they need a singleton in the new suit that they're bidding at. And in the play of the hands is more of like an 8 ever, 9 never situation. The spades, we're gonna rough the hearts and eventually try diamond finesse. I'm gonna stop the screen share, close things up on Shark Bridge. I shall unmute all of you or give you the opportunity to unmute yourselves if you wish. And if you have any questions or comments, you can make yourself heard. If not, thank you for participating. Much appreciated for participating in this past hand bidding course. If you'd like to sign up for the next course, which starts next week, the November course is on raising partners over calls. Raising partners over calls. Thank you, everyone. If you have any questions or comments, I'm happy to help. Thanks always for your help, Nancy. Much appreciated. And